Hello, everyone. This is Bill Steffen. Happy April. Boy, we had a wild end of the month of March with those severe storms that came in here on the 30th. And we have another chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms to roll through the area here Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. So a little bit more on that coming up in just a little bit. I want to start out and talk a little bit about the March 30th storms again. This is a look at some of the peak wind gusts that we had. And these are pretty incredible, 96 miles an hour in Jackson, 81 miles an hour in Grand Rapids. Now, Grand Rapids has put out both 80 and 81. I found out that the official peak wind was 80.55 miles an hour. If it turns out to be 80, then it ties the all-time record peak wind gust in Grand Rapids at 80 miles an hour, and that was on Armistice Day back in 1940. That was November 11th, and that was not a thunderstorm. That was just a regular general wind around a very deep low-pressure system. This year, on March 30th, we had the control tower evacuated, and there were several planes waiting on the tarmac to take off until the storm passed on through. 78 miles an hour at Benton Harbor, winds over 70 miles an hour there at Jamestown in Ottawa County, and Nashville in eastern Barry County. Let's take a look right now at what we have from northern Indiana. This is a picture of the storm coming in. This is from Megan Dotson, who's one of the meteorologists down there at the Northern Indiana National Weather Service. And this is a classic picture. That's what's called a shelf cloud or a roll cloud, probably, as it's coming straight toward you. The wind is out of the south here, blowing from left to right. And as that storm approached, the wind turned to the west and ramped up to 40 to 50 miles an hour there while she was watching. Down on the bottom, some of the totals on the day: 16 tornadoes, 5 of them here in the state of Michigan have been confirmed so far. Edwardsburg, Cutlerville, 2 over by the Lansing area at Leslie and Williamston. And we think the last one is going to come in as a tornado in Newaygo County up near Croton. 506 reports of wind damage and 217 reports of hail 1 inch in diameter or greater. You can see the strong winds down to the south. The counties that border Indiana are under the jurisdiction of the National Weather Service office in northern Indiana, not Grand Rapids, so they sent out a separate statement. You can see Benton Harbor there at 78 miles an hour. We did get an unofficial 80 mile an hour wind gust from the beach at St. Joseph, and Coldwater down on the bottom at 59 degrees. Well, taking a look at some of the dots here on the map. This is an interesting map, the storm reports map. It prints out a red dot where there was a tornado reported, a green dot if there was large hail, and a blue dot if there was wind damage. And on that map, there are 500, believe it or not, there are 506 blue dots, many of them in northern Indiana and southern Michigan. And you can see more of the hail was concentrated down toward the confluence there of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers. We'll take a look at some of the tornadoes that we had around here. First of all, in Cutlerville, we've confirmed the tornado. This was an EF0, and it was on the ground for about 5 minutes or thereabouts, traveling at 50 miles an hour from southwest to northeast. There was a damage path from 100th Street up to 84th Street. The damage, there was a barn destroyed. There were outbuildings that were damaged. There was some minor house damage, but trees snapped and uprooted with that storm. And then there was a second tornado that has been confirmed down in Edwardsburg, and this is some of the details on that. And this one, an EF1 with peak winds of 100 miles an hour, on the ground for a little over 2 miles, maximum width 100 yards, so it was as wide as a football field is long. Very brief tornado, and it was moving at about 42.2 miles an hour. And again, we have more severe weather on the way. This graphic is from the National Weather Service on the storms that we have coming for Wednesday. There is an enhanced or level 3 outlook out right now, south of a line from about Grand Rapids to just south of Flint there and over toward Detroit. The yellow color is a slight risk, and that's a level 2 risk. Just about everybody in lower Michigan with the chance for severe weather. And this is going to be an interesting day because it may be chilly in the morning. You may wake up Wednesday and say, oh, it doesn't feel like tornadoes around here. All right, we'll go on to the next one here. I want to show you real quickly today's severe weather. This is Tuesday, April 1, an enhanced outlook for Kansas in that orange color. And then the yellow color is the slight risk, comes up to about Rockford, Illinois. The marginal risk comes up to Berrien County, and that would be at night. That would be Tuesday night. Let's take a look right now at what we expect for the day on Wednesday. And boy, this looks just like Sunday's outlook, a huge outlook, enhanced outlook in that orange color running from north of Grand Rapids all the way on down toward Louisiana. And there's a slight risk that runs from around Traverse City all the way down to the south. And I would not be surprised if somebody somewhere gets a moderate or level 4 outlook before the day is over here during the day on Wednesday. So you really want to pay attention to things. Make a plan depending on where you're going to be. If you're doing some shopping, you may want to do it in the morning, because the best bet for thunderstorms here is going to be from about mid to late afternoon. So keep that in mind. And again, that is for Wednesday, April the 2nd. Here's a look at what the National Weather Service says. Midwest to the Great Lakes area and Ohio Valley, very strong low-level and deep layer shear will support a threat of damaging winds and tornadoes if surface-based storms can be sustained into the Great Lakes region during the afternoon and evening. So this outbreak here coming Wednesday may be a little bit more significant in terms of the possibility of an EF2 or EF3 tornado popping up somewhere, and that certainly could be in lower Michigan. So stay tuned to later forecast updates on that. Well, here's a look at the severe weather outlook for Thursday. You can see it's off to the south of us. I think we'll see some sunshine here Thursday and Friday. But another storm system on Thursday could produce heavy rains and some significant flooding, a possibility from Arkansas up across into the Ohio River Valley. And again, that would be Thursday into Friday when the high water would be occurring in those areas. All right, let's take a brief time out right here and thank our sponsors, Concierge, Complete Care Concierge, and Ace Hardware Handyman.
So tonight I went to a basketball game. And you know how at the basketball game, there's those people with the mops and they clean up any sweat, any water that spills on the floor, any debris that gets on the floor, and they keep things looking good and safe for the players. We know who else does an amazing job cleaning is Complete Care Concierge LLC, and they can clean for you. And we are so grateful that they are sponsoring Bill, Steffen Weather. If you need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service, they serve all of West Michigan. Whether you need a one-time clean, whether you need repeated cleans for your home, for your office, for your basketball court, whatever you need, they've got you covered. They can even clean on the weekends. They can do whatever schedule that you need, and they've got all the latest products and things to keep your space in the best situation possible. So call 616-264-1397, 616-264-1397, and we will put that number in the show notes. And let's thank our other sponsor.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, it may be April, but we're not done with snow. Take a look at the map. First of all, more heavy snow out in the western United States, including the mountains of California. All that's going to be melting and filling up the reservoirs out there, and that's good news for them. But you can see the heaviest snow that continues to fall in parts of the Rockies of Idaho, Montana, down into Colorado. And look at the snow off to our northwest. We're missing it again, though there could be a little dusting of snow here early Wednesday morning off to the north of Grand Rapids. But take a look at that yellow in Wisconsin, and especially in the Dakotas and Minnesota. Large area there seeing over 6 inches of snow. We'll zoom in a little closer here and show you where that's going to be. You can see some areas north of Grand Rapids could see an inch of snow on some of the grassy areas here early Wednesday morning. And you can see the heavier snow falling in northeast Wisconsin and that band from parts of the eastern Dakotas across Minnesota, probably the heaviest snow just north of Minneapolis, and up along the Lake Superior shoreline, where they will be getting a little bit of lake effect snow in April to go along with the system snow that they're going to have. But that, again, for the most part, will stay well off to the northwest of us. On to talk about our headlines here. Increasing cloudiness for this afternoon, some sunshine in the morning, but not a bad day out there. Winds won't be terribly strong. Showers and storms will roll through on Wednesday. Possibility of a strong to severe thunderstorm here Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening. And then partly sunny and dry on Thursday and on Friday. Taking a look right now at our forecast in detail for today, 45 degrees this afternoon, average highs in the low 50s as we start the month of April. So that's kind of a cool day. Look for increasing clouds during the afternoon. We start out the day at 24. Humidity really drops to 35% this afternoon as winds turn to the east, and they'll be up at around 10 miles an hour here for this afternoon. Take a look at the high temperatures here for today. Readings will be in the generally low to mid 40s across the area. Maybe more in the 30s, mid upper 30s once you get up to US 10 and from there to the north. And once again today, it may have trouble getting above freezing up there in the northern part of our state up across the UP where they have a lot of snow on the ground. All right, we'll move on and take a look at the high temperatures here for Tuesday, and we're into the mid 40s here, and then again on Wednesday. The next slide will show you the contrast of temperatures that we have here, with readings approaching 70 down towards South Bend, Indiana border, 60s up to Grand Rapids, but only 40s once you get up toward Cadillac and Traverse City. And again, the best bet for storms is going to come during the late afternoon and early part of the evening. 5-day forecast looks like this. Cool weather for today, 45 degrees. Temperatures make it up into the low to mid 60s on Wednesday. Warmer south, good bet for showers and thunderstorms. Chance of rain is probably close to 100% here Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. For Thursday and Friday, some sunshine. Friday, the Whitecaps opener. They should have a good day for that, though it will be kind of cool. Temperatures probably start out in the low 50s during the early part of the evening and head down into the mid-upper 40s by the time we hit the ninth inning. Some scattered showers here on Saturday, but not an all-day rain, and the showers on Saturday should be lighter than what we'll see here on Wednesday. Long-range outlook is in now. It calls for temperatures to be a little bit colder than average here. But again, average temperatures are mid-50s here into the second week of April. So that's not too bad for us. Summer almost out in the western United States where temperatures will be well above average. And precipitation should be generally below average over much of the United States. Winds out of the west-northwest will cut off the Gulf moisture. And so we should be seeing a lot of dry conditions here Thursday, Friday, perhaps into Sunday and Monday of the following week as well. So that's a look at your forecast. We got a lot going on. Spring break coming up here. It looks like you found a lot of cool things for everybody to do.
Yeah, so we already talked about favorite spring break destinations, but what if you're not going anywhere and you're taking a staycation, then what should you do? So these are my list of suggestions. And of course, if you're not in the Grand Rapids area, so many small towns have their own museums. Granville's got a museum. Kalamazoo's got some amazing options. So be sure to also research the things that are in your area. Of course, with Michigan, you never know what you're going to get when it comes to the weather. So I came up with mostly indoor things. Dutch Village opens April 18. I mean, that's not exactly indoors, but still a lot of fun. And the Civic Theater's got a show that opens April 18 as well. And then there's all the go-to favorites, the Ford Museum, the Public Museum, the zoo, any public library. I still go to public libraries. It's a good place to see and be seen. It doesn't cost you anything. And, you know, there's new books and media that you can explore there. Indoor activities, indoor mini golf, bowling. You can always go for mall walking. You can go to a coffee shop. Arcades, you're not too old. I know our audience is mostly on the older end, but you are not too old for some skee ball and pinball. And then if the weather is good, there's Heritage Hill, Millennial Park, Riverside Park, all the other parks. So lots of options for your staycation.
Yeah, sounds good. I tell you what, I did mini golf and one of the bowling video arcade games, and me and daughter number 2 did pretty good at that. I had a couple of games over 200 bowling. You got the hang of doing the machine and just exactly how to curve the ball up into that 1-3 pocket there. So that was fun.
All right. And there is a movie that was filmed in West Michigan that's now available on Amazon Prime. And it's called Holland. And it was filmed partially in Holland, starring Nicole Kidman. And it's a thriller. It's about a teacher that Nicole Kidman plays. And the teacher's name in the movie is Nancy Vandergroot.
Sounds Dutch.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. We have Amazon Prime. We haven't gotten there yet, but it's very cool, and you can see pictures of our part of the world in the movie. So that's exciting.
Neat.
Okay, your trivia for the day. Ferris State University. I read that they got a new hockey coach, I think, if I remember correctly. So that got me wondering about this because I know they've been really strong in football in recent years. So how many D2 championships has Ferris State University won in football?
Boy, that's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that one, but let me guess 7.
And the answer is
3. That's all. Well, I thought
recent ones.
I thought there were some in the past, but I guess not. Yeah,
So
they usually
they've dominated as of late.
Yeah, they go back and forth with Grand Valley, but Ferris is great. And did you know that a tornado went right across the football field at Ferris State? And this was in October. Golly, it must have been 25 years ago because I was still at ZZM, and they sent me up there to report on it. And I found a crabapple tree that had been hit by the strong wind, and the crabapples went in every direction. Like I kind of knew that it was a tornado, and the tornado actually picked up, I think it was the quarterback, and tossed him about 5 or 10 yards. Fortunately, he had on his pads and his helmet and everything. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. As a very small little EF0 tornado went right across the football field there at Ferris State.
All right, so that got me wondering, what about Grand Valley? How many Division II football championships have they won?
I wonder how long they've been doing Division II football championships. It's got to be more than 3. Let's guess 11.
And the answer is?
Oh, just 4?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who's getting the championships back in the old days? Because I know Grand Valley's always had a great
Well, this
team.
is the old days. This is when I was in college. I remember them winning these things.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
When they dominated with Cullen Finnerty.
And they've had several people go on to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So Ferris 3, Grand Valley at 4, and in different eras.
Okay.
So we'll see if Ferris can keep it going this year, and we'll see if Grand Valley can make a comeback.
Yeah. I'd like to bring that trophy home to Michigan.
All right. April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So one of my other jobs is writing for law firm websites. So I write about distracted driving a lot. So distracted driving, it's preventable. It can cause a lot of harm, and it doesn't need to be. We can all just pay attention when we drive. So distracted driving can be taking your eyes off the road. It can be manual. It can be taking your hands off the wheel. It can be reaching for something, or it can be letting your mind wander from the task of driving at hand. And even taking your faculties away from driving for a very short period of time can mean that your car is traveling at a long distance without you in control. So the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says that distracted driving caused 3,308 deaths in 2022. So April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So now that we're all aware of it, let's do everything we can to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe on the road. There. Public service announcement over.
That's great advice, Michelle. It really is.
Thank you. Okay, and your next trivia question. April 1 is a national holiday in this country. This day
They celebrate fools.
in the country that the arrow points to celebrates the social and political organizing that eventually led to independence for the country. And in the Bible, Paul and Barnabas stopped there on their first missionary journey.
Would that be Cyprus?
And very good. Cyprus. So they celebrate a national holiday today.
Oh, national holiday. That's interesting.
Yep.
Well,
So that's the day, and special shout out to your step grandson, who is now a co-producer of these shows.
Okay.
So thanks to his effort for helping us get this, can't say on the air, but get this on the YouTubes.
Neat. It's a nice picture of the island out there. Well, I tell you what, we have reached the end of our show here. I hope you have yourself a great day today, a great month of April. And keep in mind, we have that chance for some pretty heavy thunderstorms to roll through here late Wednesday into Wednesday night. So keep that in mind. Make your plans accordingly. Of course, we'll be updating tomorrow, and I'm going to be updating a blog item on the storms for Wednesday at billsteffen.com. So keep checking that out, and I'll be updating that several times during the day. Have a good one.